everyone, you're here. We're here. It's Madame Pamita's live magic Q&A. And we do have people live in our studio audience. I don't know, our virtual studio audience. I don't know what to call it. You are in though. Here we are. This is the free live magic Q&A tea party with Madame Pamita and my special guest. My special guest this week is Nicole of Good Habits Grow. You're going to find out about her in a second. Anyway, our tea party meets every Sunday, pretty much every Sunday, unless I've got some kind of other commitment, but pretty much every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're in some other part of the world, you're going to have to figure that stuff out because I am not going to do it for you. But here we are in the States. This is our time zones in the States, and here we are for our live magic Q&A tea party. I don't have tea today. I have water in my magical my moon card glass that I got at Cost Plus. So they have some cool stuff at Cost Plus right now because it's Halloween. So if you are watching a replay, not to be going off on a tangent, but if you're watching a replay of this on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook and you want to get in to our super secret clubhouse, being with us live and asking questions about magic, law of attraction, spiritualism. I think we're going to get into spiritualism today. Tarot, spirit guides, divination, spells, any other magical thing that we know about, myself and my guests, then all you need to do to get in is to be a member of the Spell Squad. And if you want to be a member of the Spell Squad, it doesn't cost anything. We don't sell it. It's not something that you can buy. You just have to ask. Kind of like being a Mason. Just ask if you want to be a Mason, right? But you don't even have to ask. You just go online, go to spellsquad.com. That'll take you over to my site, to a place where you can enter in your name and your email, and you'll get sent the link to join us here live on Zoom every Sunday. You'll get the directions. It's very easy, and how to join, and voila, then you'll be in. So just in case you've stumbled upon this and you're wondering who I am, I'm Madame Pamita. I am the owner of the Parlor of Wonders, which you can find online at parlorofwonders.com. I also have a podcast that comes out once in a while. It's going to be revived. It's that time of year. It's going to be like a zombie coming back from the dead. I'll bring that podcast back. It's called Magic and the Law of Attraction. I also have my YouTube channel with Hoodoo How To and all kinds of fun videos over there. And what else is going on for me? I have a little thing that I want to promote this Saturday, the 18th? No, Friday the 18th. Friday's the 18th. Friday the 18th, I am going to be performing, not really performing, doing readings and dancing my butt off at the Witches Ball, which is going to be at the Crest. It's a big, fabulous thing by Ozma. Ozma's throwing it. It benefits the Trans Lifeline, which, if you don't know, that is a phone, like a lifeline, like a phone lifeline, to assist people who are trans, who are maybe struggling or having a hard time. Trans Lifeline is amazing. So I will be doing readings for a suggested $20 donation. Oh my God, it's cheap. $20, you can come down and get a reading with me, and all the money is going to benefit the Trans Lifeline. I'll be doing readings there from 8 to 10 p.m. only. And then the rest of the time, I'm going to be dancing out on the dance floor. So you can come dance with me. But 8 to 10, I'll be doing readings. It's the Witches Ball. I'll have a big basket that I'm going to be donating to their auction. It's going to be an amazing, fun party. So check it out. The Crest down in Long Beach, California. It's going to be on the 18th. It's the Witches Ball. See you there. 8 to 10, I'll be doing readings. You'll have to come down. It's going to be a fun, fun party. So for our guest this week, we have Nicole of Good Habits Grow. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Nicole before we bring her on. She's a high priestess and a death doula. So you probably want to ask what a death doula is so you can find out more about that, but she might tell us a little bit more anyway. She works with spirit guides. I would consider her a spiritualist like me. She works with spirit guides. She's a medium. She's a holistic herbal healer. And this is how I really know her, because she has an amazing Instagram where she does little videos talking about what she's making, what she's recommending. She always has interesting little herbal concoctions that she's making, like seasonally. Like I know right now she's making one for the cold season that's coming up. And so she does this amazing, amazing, beautiful work. She believes in mind, body, and spirit, working with all three parts of us, not just with the body, like a lot of medical practitioners, but actually working with your mind, with your moods, with your spirit, and all of that. She's a healer. I think overall, if you would put anything around her, she's a healer, but she works in the spirit realm to do healing. She works on the physical realm to do healing, and she does it all. She does it all. So without further ado, let me bring on Nicole so you can see her. Da, 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 da. Here we go. Here she is.
Hey guys. Hello out there in the virtual world.
So let's tell everybody a little bit more about what you do better than I did, because I think I kind of just glossed over everything.
No, you actually did pretty good. You probably did better than what I'll do. But yes, like she said, I am a death doula. I refer more to as like a high priestess. I started with herbal holistic healing, and hey Robin, nice to meet you. I started with herbal healing. It's just been something that was intuitively given to me. Of course, I did go to school. I studied and things like that, but I work mainly with spirit when it comes to healing, whether that be through Reiki, like I said, herbs, educating people on nutrition, and mainly just like letting spirit use me as a vessel. They mainly have me doing intuitive Reiki. Like, I think that's the way that they get people to come to me. And then it just kind of like manifests from there, because people will come to me for Reiki. And like I was telling you earlier, like a relative that passed on a pop-up or spirit will say, hey, you got this going on. Maybe you need to go see a cardiologist. You're eating too much red meat. Like all types of things will just like pop up. And the death doula thing is the same as a birth doula, but death doulas help when you're transitioning to the other side. It's like we ease things for you so that you're not afraid to go over, kind of like hold your hand through that whole preparation.
That's an amazing thing. I mean, it's been very interesting because this season I've had a lot of, personally, people that I know are passing this season, which is weird. It's kind of like that time period. I'm not that there's any time, I mean, people go all year long, but it's sort of clustering right now where I'm, sometimes very close with people as they're struggling with an ongoing disease or something like that. I'm not death dueling by any means, but I'm feeling like also that, we have in our culture such a hard time with death. We don't talk about it. We sanitize it. We put it away. And I think that just being with someone, which can be very uncomfortable if you're let's say a person in this culture and you've normally, been with this very distant relationship to death. Yet, when do people need us most, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is, I used to be petrified of death, like really, really afraid of it. Like, oh my gosh, I would think about it all the time. It would just be something that really, really frightened me. But me getting deeper into my spiritual journey, learning, most things that you're afraid of are the things that you're meant to work with. It's a fear for a reason. And I think that when we come back over to this side, our memory is so erased that we literally, and it's that way for a reason, so that you can actually like really relearn and learn it good, learn it well, and then the fear and everything just kind of like starts to dissipate. It just starts to go away. You have a deeper understanding of it. I mean, in order for there to be life, there has to be death. So it's just something that is kind of like, I don't want to say you shouldn't be afraid of it, because it took me a while to not be afraid of it. But from what I'm told, death really is life, honestly. Like, it's the beginning of life. It's like this right here, this realm where we are, this is school. And when you die, that's where real life starts.
You
So
know,
that's just the way that
you know, it's very interesting. I think when you start working as a spiritualist, like, okay, we can talk about the spiritualism aspect. When you start working with with spirits, they give you downloads of information. And I found a lot of my, you know, like nobody is an expert in everything. Like if you're an expert in everything,
no,
you're full of it, because you're not.
you shouldn't. You wouldn't even be here. You would be an ascended master somewhere.
Exactly.
So that's impossible. If you're here, you're in school.
Yes. So one of the things that I, you know, as I started to experience, like, one of the things that I have been doing for decades now is working with past lives. And in doing that past life work, doing it for others, doing it for myself, I realized that that when you have that perspective of many lifetimes, each lifetime is like putting on an outfit. Oh, I'm going to wear this t-shirt today and my jeans, and that's what I'm going to wear today. And then tomorrow I'm going to wear a dress. It's each lifetime is like that outfit. At the end of the day, you put your clothes into the hamper. You don't cry over your clothes being in the hamper, because you know the next day you're going to have a clean outfit to wear. And it's the same thing from the soul's perspective, from the spirit's perspective. Your life is really the outfit that your soul is wearing for this time. And then
this is a meat suit.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get to come back in a new experience of your own creation. You get to create an experience for yourself, and you get to come down and have that experience. And you choose it because of the lessons that you're going to learn, the experiences that you're going to have, the challenges that you can overcome, and all of the creativity that comes from that, or the opportunity for creativity. Now, that isn't saying like each incident in your life is a chosen thing. That is not the case. But I'm talking about the bigger picture of coming down. I'm going to come down as an American woman. I'm going to come down as a white woman this time. I'm going to come down as this. You know, those are the choices that you can say, like, that's going to be the foundation for my experience. Which, yes, as an artist, I could say it's like, oh, today I'm going to paint. Oh, tomorrow I'm going to sculpt. The next day I'm going to make a song. I'm going to do this. So it's that kind of creativity where you get to choose a different platform for, I'm going to paint on paper. I'm going to paint on a canvas. I'm going to whatever. You're choosing a different platform for the life experience that you want to have. And so that makes death then, you want to alleviate pain. You don't want someone to have pain. You don't want someone to experience anxiety, but
exactly
to walk through that death experience with someone, I think it's you probably see it as such, I'm guessing, tell me if I'm wrong, but it's such a blessing, just like being with someone when they're giving birth and seeing that new life come in, which a doula is there to assist the woman who's giving birth. The death doula is there to hold the hand, to assist, to be there for someone who is going through the death experience, right?
I mean, the thing about it, like you were saying, I look at this is, like I said, a meat suit. And you need something to kind of like hold you to this plane. So this is why we have these bodies. If not, it would just be a whole bunch of souls drifting around, and it would be no point in being here. The biggest, I want to say, fear is the people that are here that are going to feel like you're gone, but you're not actually gone anywhere. The body gives out, but your spirit, your soul is still around. And that's the part that people get, they get more so attached to the fleshly part of us. So it's like we as humans are kind of like programmed to believe what we see instead of feeling. So it's like you can still feel those loved ones, those relatives around you. They're not in the physical, no, but people can't get their minds to go past the physical aspect, because it's like, I have to see it, I have to feel it, I have to touch it, I have to actually know that it's there. Where I tell people, they're actually more helpful to you on that side than they are here. It's like so many things can happen for you. I just want to give a prime example. My brother is going through a little situation right now where he had a medical issue that he let go on far too long. And a lot of it was because he was afraid that he's an Aquarius, very independent, stays to himself. I'm not asking anybody for help type of thing. And he's going through this issue where he should have spoke up, but he didn't want to because he was afraid of work and money. You know, if I take off of work, I'm not going to be able to survive and take care of myself. Well, the incident happened where it got to the point where he couldn't wait anymore. So he literally got admitted into the hospital. He still was worried about this money and about him not being able to take care of these things. So today's Sunday, I want to say Thursday. Thursday, my mom called me and she was like, you know, your brother, this doctor decided to do the surgery for him for free. They're not going to charge him or anything. And I looked up in the house that my grandmother raised all of her children, the house number is 4230. She used to play this number all the time, everything. This is the house that she raised all her children at. So I looked up, I never see this number. As soon as my mom told me that, for the house that I looked at, I was in a lift and I looked over to the right and 4230 popped up, and then right in front of 4230 was 333 and 444.
Oh my God.
So I was like, Grandma did that. Like, so this is what I tell people, like, we do as humans get selfish because we want those people around us, but they can't stay with us forever. Like, you cannot, the flesh, it's just a vessel. It has to give out at some point. And when it does, let them go to the other side. And you have to let them know that it's okay for you to go over there. It's okay. Like, you won't even be this old person that you think that you're going to be going over. Like, it's like you literally go through like a portal where you get washed, you get cleansed, you get all of these things before you actually like go. There's like a waiting period. There's all these things that happen. So it's like really nothing to honestly be afraid of. It's a beautiful experience, honestly.
Yeah, you go to pure positive.
It is.
I mean, I think part of it has been that more, let's say, more old school religions have taught us, like, oh, there's a chance that you could go to hell. There's a chance that something bad's going to happen to you. When
that's a mind state. Consciousness is still very active once you leave the flesh. So I tell people, if you believe that you're going to go to hell, then you're going to wake up in hell. But because that's where your consciousness is going to take you. You don't have the body to go there, so your consciousness is going to take you there. Yeah. Like, you can't, like, no.
Well, I also think that I don't think anybody that see, like, you create your heaven and your hell here, right? So you create your heaven and your hell here. And if you are creating hell, which is making, I would call it like making yourself miserable, making other people miserable, exploiting, looking at life in a very pessimistic way, then that carries on, but you do really, for us, we can go to that pure positive energy, that's where the spirits go. They go to pure positive energy. And unless you are creating this conflicted, horrible thing that you may carry with you, you are going to go into a place of joy and happiness, because that is what you're doing on this plane. We have a question.
I saw that.
We have a question about root work on the altar. Do you have, I know that you do candle work for yourself. Do you do candle work for clients?
Yes, and thanks to you. I learned a lot from you. Yes, I do candle work for clients. My website is actually being built as we speak. I had a meeting with a girl today, so it should be done in like a couple of weeks. Spirit has been pushing me more because like I said, I'm very respectful of them. I'm not that type. You won't see a lot of these things that I'm discussing on my Instagram because I literally go to them is it okay for me to share this information? Is it okay for me to put these things out there? And I do things in the timing that they say, now you're ready. Now it's time for you to do this. Like, they made me quit my job. It's been a year. This May will be 2 years. Like, and I was so hesitant on it, but they literally made a situation happen where, excuse my language, the manager told me to get the fuck out. And I was like, wait, what? Like, it was crazy, but they took care of me the whole way because they knew that I was afraid about money. So I do candle magic. I don't advertise it as much. With my clients, if they come to me and they're like, hey, Nicole, I have this going on. The event that I did, Witch Walk, it was funny because as I was walking out the door, I had candles and I was taking herbs and they were like, get the candles. So I was like, okay. I took the candles and I dressed candles there. And it was one lady that she said that every time she would get a candle from wherever she got it from, the candle would always explode or crack, like every time. So I was like, sounds to me like, one, you need your house cleansed. Something is trying to stop you from doing the work. But she was like, I just feel like I could get a candle from you. So I said, okay. So I dressed the candle right then and there. I prayed over it, did what I had to do, and I gave her the candle. She lit the candle, and one of my main deities, her color was all, she showed me because she was like, I don't know what's going on, but this candle was going crazy in here. And all you saw was this purple light all around the candle. So you know who that is. I know who that is.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I know what's going on here. And she said that my candle was the only one that did not crack. It did not explode. So I know that people, I just want to touch on this. I know that people see a lot of things on Instagram. You see a lot of things online and they look pretty. They look like, they draw you in. It's like advertisement, but all things aren't set with proper intention. And I'm saying this for people, like, you have to be aware of where you're getting these things from, because for all you know, you have a spirit in your home that is protecting you from something that that person probably didn't know what they were doing. You could have a spirit in your home that does not want you to cleanse your space. So you would need something that is more potent, or someone that actually knows what they're doing to handle these situations. So, I mean, it's just, but to answer that, yes, I do. I do candles, along with a lot of other things that you don't see on my page. So as I work with people,
it sounds like
I let them know.
Yeah, it sounds like what you do is you can offer Reiki to anybody, right? Like anybody that comes in, you know, can offer Reiki to them. But it's almost like on a case-by-case situation, whether these other things, if your spirit guides will let you or advise you to do these things. So someone coming to you and saying, I want you to talk to my grandma, maybe grandma doesn't want to talk to them. So you can't offer that.
Thank you. No, thank you. And I don't think that a lot of people understand that. Like, I've had clients, like, literally, and I give this disclaimer. I am the telephone. I'm just a vessel. You made this call. Whatever comes through, whatever does not come through. If a message does not come through for you, maybe it's not meant for you to receive that message right now. Maybe if you got this message, it would be something that will mentally mess you up for a while. They know. They're seeing things from a higher realm. Us as physical beings, we try to match them. You cannot. They're two different planes. You won't be able to. So it's like you cannot go and demand things from a reader, a medium, a healer, and then look at us like, oh, well, you must don't know what you're doing. No, timing is everything, and the timing in this realm isn't real. This was man-made time. The real timing is up there. They're going to give you what messages you need to get. I've had people get upset with me because they came because another person said, oh, and this is why I tell people, do not share your readings. What is discussed between you and spirit stays between you and spirit, because you give the next person a notion that the same thing is going to happen for them. I had a lady where the way the minds work is whatever your energy is the most connected to is what it's going to pick up. So if you're in a relationship, or if there's a love, a long lost love, but there's still a cord connection there, and let's say that there's a message that needs to be delivered, I would pick that up in Reiki. If this is a true divine connection, not a man-made connection. So she told the lady about the experience, and she came to me thinking that I was going to link her up with some guy from her 20s that she was in love with. He never popped up because he's not meant to be in your life. He's not connected to you. She got upset with me. I'm like, I'm literally just the messenger. You cannot get mad. Spirit gives you what they feel is the most important. So you could come in for a reading and you want to know one thing, but if your job is in shambles and you're getting ready to get fired, they're going to give you that message of fix this and then we'll get to this. This is not important right now.
Yeah, really. It's like, okay, who cares about Johnny if you're
exactly.
don't have a job?
It's like you're not even going to have a job. Like, come on, get your priorities straight. So they literally will prioritize for you. Like, Spirit, I love it. They're amazing. Like, I don't think people give their guides enough credit. Because you're not here alone. You're not doing all of these things alone. You just have to be very respectful of them and still honor them. I tell everybody to watch Coco, the cartoon. Like, cartoon is amazing, and it explains so much. I just tell everybody, it's a cartoon, but watch it. And it literally explains everything to you.
I cried in that movie.
I cry every time.
Well, here's our question. So let's talk about, this is a great question for you, because Robin is asking, when you're doing an offering on your altar, you have an altar, right? That you have.
I have a couple of them.
Okay. Yeah, we got altars all over the place. So when you're working with your offerings on your altar, when you are placing a root on your altar in particular, so by John the Conqueror, Queen Elizabeth, Master Root, whatever, do we feed those as we do a mojo bag, or do we dispose of the roots and refresh them after a set amount of time? What do you say? What do you do, I guess is the question. And
I don't technically put roots on my altar. I more so use them for things. The most that I would have by my altar, and it's not a root, would be like a Rose of Jericho. But I don't know if I'm not understanding the question properly, but I don't feed like my altars to roots. Like, if a certain deity has herbs or that is under them, I'll offer that to them. My thing with like really taking things away and keeping things, I don't know, I've been doing this for a while, so it's like I know when it's time to take something away, so I don't really like put like a time frame on it. Like, I'll leave something and it's like I'll get the message like, take this away or something like that. Yeah. Like, so I don't really go according to, and that's the thing. I do want to say, you'll know when and what it is that you're supposed to be doing. I just saw somebody pop up something about meditation, and this is why meditation is so important, because you get a lot of these messages and these answers literally in meditation, and you could literally be walking past an altar and you will get the message to do something, but it's because you sat there and you spent that time there. And they're reading your mind. They know that you want to know these things, so they'll give you those answers. So with me, it's more of I just know things. I don't mean to sound like vague like that, but it's like, it's kind of hard for me to, they tell me what to do. So it's like a knowing. Literally they guide me with things. So it's, I don't know how to really answer that. Yes, claircognizant is like they're like, hey, take this away, feed this, it's time. It's just like, I'm like, oh, okay, let me get this.
I think, for me, well, first of all, if you wanted to have like a sort of like you weren't going to listen, or you just wanted to have a rule like in your mind, as long as something is in good shape, you can still have it on your altar. So like a orange that's getting moldy, no way do you want that on your altar.
Take it away.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But roots, sort of these dried roots have a long life. You can take a dried root and you can, use it in, dried ginger, for example. You can put that in a recipe. That'll last a long time. That'll last years and years. So if you start to see it disintegrating or falling apart, you see that it's kind of run its course. So that's when I would bring out a fresh one. But look at like a high jump and a conqueror root. Those roots last forever.
That's not going to go anywhere. Yeah.
No, those things last forever.
They're like hard as bricks. Like you can't. I could barely even break one. Like it takes me like 30 minutes sometimes. I hate when I get the real big ones because I'm like, oh shit, how am I? Like you're literally sitting there. The other thing though, sometimes they don't want things on their altar. So if you see something decaying or like speeding up like the decay process, they don't want it there. I'm gonna give you an example. My grandmother and my granddad did not have the best relationship. They were separated. She does not want him anywhere around her. Like she's made that perfectly clear. If I put them too close together, his coffee will mold before everybody else's. She does not want. Literally, had them in a picture together when they were younger, and I was like, just getting this weird energy, and I was like, something's not right, and I threw shells on this. So I was like, let me see something, because with shells and stuff, that's more of a straight connection. It's not cards or anything. So I threw and I asked, and she was like, no, she does not want to be around him. So I was like, oh crap, I got to take him out of the picture. Had to put her in her own separate picture by herself. She did not want anything to do with him. So pay attention to things like that. Like, if, like you say, prime example, or orange. I know that if there are certain deities that I give oranges to, and they'll last for like a week, sometimes 2 weeks. And then you got to realize a lot of the fruit and stuff that we're getting is processed and all of this other stuff. So it has things in it. But if you notice that these things start to mold fast, take it away. And I would take that as a sign that they don't like it and they don't want it there. So sometimes we're just like, oh, I think this would be nice to put here, but you still got to think about it. They're still going to give you messages, as like my grandma has her favorite cookies that she likes. And I was in Marshall's. No, see, she sent a message for me. You know the tin can of like the butter cookies?
Yeah.
I had got those cookies for her at CVS, right? Well, it wasn't the brand that she liked. So a friend of mine later on that day, she was in Marshall's, and Marshall sells like things like that from time to time. And she was like, did you get your grandmother's cookies? I said, oh, yeah. I was like, don't worry about it. You don't have to get them. I got them. She was like, no, because we do the same thing. So she was like, no, I think that these are the ones that she wants, because she dropped her keys and looked, and the cookies were right there. So I was like, yeah, get them. Something told me to taste taste the cookies. They were disgusting. They were horrible. And I was like, oh my goodness, she did not want these cookies. She wanted the cookies that my friend had found in Marshall. Later on that night, she went to the grocery store. The guy in front, I forgot to give her her money. So the guy in front of her, he left, came back, and he told her, something is telling me that I need to pay for your stuff. My grandmother had him pay for her stuff as a thank you, because she did not want those nasty cookies.
Oh, that is so funny. I love that. Yeah. I mean, I think that you look at those things on the altar, whether it's a root, whether it's a cookie, whether it's an orange, whether it's a cup of coffee, and you look to see that it's fresh, that it's nice. And as long as your hard roots, like your, John the Conqueror root, your master root, your Queen Elizabeth root, those things are going to last forever. So there's nothing that they get depleted until they start breaking down. Like that's what you want to look for, is the energy is depleting when something's breaking down, and roots, which are dried, virtually never break down. We got another question about death doulaing. Natalie wants to know, if you are holding someone's hand or in a way physically touching them as they pass, can you feel any manifestation of their soul leaving the body or the room? I got an answer for that too.
The only time that I've really felt like a deep one was when because she was so close to me, was my grandma. Like, I literally felt her last breath. And I had a hard time for a long time because this was when I was like 14. So they've been literally prepping me for this for a long time. And I fell asleep. And because we were up late, and I fell asleep, and I did not mean to do that. And I beat myself up for a long time because of that, but I felt it. I literally so I guess that answers your question. Like, I felt her last breath. It was like, and it woke me up. It was like a deep gasp, but it was like a release, if that makes sense. It was like you do feel that. It's more like a calm. It's like, okay, it's over. They're gone. That type of thing. Then you turn your attention to the people that are still here, because it's like, once spirit goes, they go. Only ones that really have hard times are murdered spirits that went in a very traumatic type of way, and those are the ones that hold on because it's a shock to them. And even when I explain things to people, like, a lot of people don't like to accept this, but I'm a very honest person, and it's true. We even plan our death from the other side. So you know how you're going to die, whether that be you get murdered, like some people, like, you literally, like, up there, the emotions that we have down here, the mentality is not the same. So what we may think is like, oh my gosh, why would that happen, or who would do that? It's a challenge for them. So it's like, I'm going to sign up to do this because I know that. That's why I tell people there's really no such thing as a bad thing. Each thing is a lesson. Your perception makes it bad. I don't care what the situation is, it's your perception that makes it bad. There's a lesson. You just have to focus and pay attention to what it is. This is why I do the shadow work, because I teach people how to basically come together with that shadow side and even forgive people that you feel as though wronged you, because that's just dominancy over your life. And this was a part of a lesson that you were supposed to learn. People don't like to hear it. I've had people curse me out, like, how could you say something like that? And I'm like, I don't get upset because I know that they don't understand it.
Yeah.
And until they're ready, I can't fully get them to understand that.
I always say that the villain of your story, the villain of our stories, is really the agent of change. So you can be really mad at that person, and I don't want to, and go kicking and screaming, but they're there to create something, like you say, an opportunity to step through a door of some kind. So even, the woman that stole your man, or the whatever, who is the enemy, they're an agent of change. And if you can take a step back from it and say, what gift is this giving me? Because there is a gift. There is a gift there. And you, even in the most horrific thing, you can find that, take that lump of lead that's inside of you and turn it into a lump of gold. You may not get rid of the lump. In some tragic situations, we don't get rid of the lump, but we can change it into something that is a gift. So, talking about candles, I want to get to everybody's questions before we're having such an amazing conversation. When we're doing, Daniel asked, when we're doing candle work, so in his example, using the Black Hawk candle, I have to be careful how I say that. Does it matter when it's completed if there's one side of the wax standing? Do you do candle interpretation about what the remains are?
So I do. I more so see shit, like I literally, people, it's funny because when I do candle magic, things get trapped in my candles, and like you can literally like see them. They're like literally you can see them. If it's something that's on the side, I tell people look at so like if I do a candle, right, I position the candle so that I'll know the front from the back, from the side, left and right. So I always look at your left side as your receiving side. So if it's, say there's wax on that side, something is blocked or needs to be worked for something to come in. If there is something on the right side, you know that, of course, that's the exiting side. It probably will work, but it's going to have a hard time getting its way out. So one-sidedness to me is either a block that is like coming in or going. So my question to you would be, what side is it? Did he say what side it was on?
No. And Daniel, let me see if Daniel's here in the room. Okay, I'm going to unmute you, Daniel. Daniel, what side is it on?
If you're facing the candle, it would be taller on the right side.
So to me, that means that I would take that as the work, was it like halfway or like how far does it go up?
Wait, I muted him again. I'm going to unmute him. Okay, there you go. Daniel, sorry.
It's like it started burning down like equally, but then it seemed like if you're looking at the face of the candle, the right side sort of like just started burning at a slower rate, and now there's almost like half a pillar on the right side.
I think I'm getting is this a green candle?
That's brown.
That's going out. If it's the right, that's something going. So it's like you're getting the energy coming to do the work, but there's a blockage for it to leave. How are you feeling is the question that I should be asking. Like, are you letting this happen? Are you heavily watching this candle? Like, because some people say that they pray to the candle and they set their intentions every day. To me, that's like watching a pot of water boil. You set it, you say what you have to say, and you're mindful of it, but you don't want to be begging it or keep like watching something. To me, that's saying that you're blocked and you don't have faith in what it is that you're doing. That's just my interpretation of that. How have you been like feeling about the work that you're doing? Is this your first time? Like, I mean, like, are you new to this?
It is my first time. And
okay. Have you been doubtful about it?
I guess I have a little.
Oh yeah, that's mainly.
Well,
I'm
you've been
honest.
doubting. And honesty is good.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I mean, that's why we do candle work, is because we may not have the faith in something, but we want that candle, those herbs, those oils, and all that to keep it going, even if we don't have faith in it. But here's what I would say to that. There's another way to interpret that. You're definitely, Nicole's definitely right that there's blockages. That is, anytime we see a pillar of wax standing up on a freestanding candle, I see those as blockages. When they fall over, if your candle isn't done burning, if that falls over, great, your blockages have been removed. You had a block and it was removed. You see those pillars that got knocked over.
Mm-hmm.
There's another way to interpret this, and it's exactly what Nicole had said about, like, you look at where the front of the candle is, right? You're looking at the candle, and wherever you set up that layout of the candle, you can also look at it like a compass. So just not that we're looking at the true direction, but that at the top of the dish is north, closest to us is south, to our left is west, and to our right is east. now we can look at that compass and see where the blockage lies. So if it's on the right side, it's in the east. And what is the east? It's your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs, the things that are up in your head. And so your blocks are not on the action level. Your blocks are not on the spiritual level. Your blocks aren't even on the manifestation level. The blocks are in your head. So if I see a pillar standing up on the east, as we look at that compass, not true north, not like we're holding a compass, but we're just looking at that wheel of that right side being east, I would say, oh, and that is communication and ideas, thoughts, logical mind. And it's exactly probably what your holdup is. I'm doing a spell, and this feels like I'm
exactly.
Right.
But am I doing it right?
Crazy? Yeah, am I doing it right? Are people going to think I'm crazy? Does this stuff work? All of those ideas that go through your head. So it sounds like what Nicole has said and what I have said, hopefully that will offer you some insight. If your candle hasn't finished burning, wait to see if it falls over.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that
Because sometimes that'll come down sometimes. Like if once you get out, sometimes like I've had it where I've had like a complete frontal block, and then like that's key. Let everything burn out. Then you determine, like, because even if you keep going back, like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Like that's still interfering in what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So perfect. Well, I hope that answered your question, Daniel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jasmine asked, we got just about 10 more minutes. I want to get to as many questions as possible. Jasmine wants to know how many times a day, or not how many, sorry, I misread it. How much time each day or week would you set aside for meditation?
Girl, meditation should be done this is just my rule. Meditation should be done every day in the morning. Don't touch your phone. Some people, like when people are really getting into it at first, don't even go wash your face. Sit up in your bed, and the more you get into it, then you could like start to, because you have to hold yourself accountable. And when I teach people how to meditate, and they're like, well, how do I stick with it? As soon as you open your eyes in the morning, if you have an alarm clock, if you have to use your phone for an alarm, that is the only thing that you go on your phone for, is to set a timer. Start off with 5, then you go up to 10 minutes. Do 5 minutes for a week. Don't get out your bed. You sit up, you open your eyes, and you give thanks for a new day, and you go into meditation. You sit there for 5 minutes. People get confused, and it's like, well, I don't know how to meditate. Meditate is sitting and breathing. You are literally, do not think that you have to quiet your mind. That's impossible. That's what your brain is for, is to think. Buddhists call it the monkey mind. And you literally just have to give it something to do. So breathing, you focus on the breath, you focus on the breathing, but every day meditation is needed. People do not understand, or you could do it at night. How you end your night, your thoughts before you go to sleep and your thoughts awakening in the morning will determine your life. And that is so, I think that was Wayne Dyer. Before you go to bed at night, you literally need to think the best thoughts possible so that you wake up with that energy in the morning. It's like putting it in a crock pot and letting it simmer. You wake up in the morning, the dish is done, you add more ingredients to it with more positive thoughts. But I would start off 5 minutes a day, and like me personally, you're welcome. I literally only meditate for 12 minutes every day. I don't go past, sometimes if I feel like I need, like, if I get in a groove, I'll stay longer, but normally it's 12 minutes. And I try to do that the first thing. Well, I get up, I take a shower, because I do shower. Something about me when I moved here to LA in the shower, I get massive downloads in the shower. So I'll shower. I do like a little partial meditation. I don't wear perfumes. I wear conjure oils. I put my oils on. I set my intentions for the day. I may do like a money thing on my hand or something like that. And literally I'll go into meditation. So just every day, it's very, very important. I'm telling you, it will change your life.
It's so interesting what you said about what you do right before you go to bed. It sets your tone for your night. It's so true. I don't watch scary movies or slasher movies or violent movies because of that. But I will watch detective movies because once in a while, usually I watch comedies, but I'll watch a detective movie. And last night I was watching the show called Shetland, which is a Scottish detective thing. And all night long I was solving crimes and finding so I woke up this morning and laughed. I said to my boyfriend, I go, oh my God, all last night. But it was like, you want to hear something funny? In my dream, I'm a witch detective, I guess, because I'm sitting there going, because I'm like, oh, there's a piece of tape with some herbs stuck to this guy's baseball cap. I'm going to find out what these herbs are and I'll know what magic he was doing. So I was like, root worker detective.
That's what you got to do. Figure out what it is you're going to watch before you're going to sleep. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
really
I'd be careful. Be careful what you download in the real world, watching movies and stuff like that, because it becomes a part of you, you know, and I think that that's so important to know. Got one more question that I want to get to because I think this is such a great one, and it's such a great one for Nicole to answer. Well, we've got her here. Nicole, are you going to come back and see us again sometime? Do another show?
Absolutely. I love you. Whenever you're, just tell me. I'm like, yes, I will.
Because I feel
Absolutely.
like we didn't get to everything that we could have talked about. We got to have a part 2 sometime. So Robin wants to know, what can we or what do we need to do or can we do to really connect with our ancestors? I know they're around, but I can't understand what's going on. So any quick tips on how to connect with your ancestors?
The quickest way to me is just set a space for them. They will come. They're already around you. But Coco, watch Coco. Literally watch Coco. No, I'm so serious. Like, that cartoon explains so freaking much. Like, I love it. It's literally like and I'm not a Disney fan, but they really did good with that one. I don't know who was in charge of that, but they did good. A candle, water, a white cloth. Something, they need a space. You need pictures. They need somewhere to know that this is where I'm supposed to go. I mean, they're going to be around you, but these are things that literally, spirits like light. So candles, this is why we use candles so much and so heavy, because the light draws them. It literally will let them know, hey, this is like a flag for me, like they're waiting for me. And they'll come like, please watch that cartoon, Coco, and you will be surprised the answers that you would get. As far as I don't watch TV either. Me too. I'm gonna say I'm a music person, so music is all in me. So I don't watch TV, but I listen to music. Like, that's my thing. But I do watch Netflix, but Netflix has Coco on there, and I'm telling you, like, get some tissue because you're gonna bawl your eyes out. But
here's the thing
you're gonna get the answer.
Yeah, I would say the one thing I would add, what you said was setting up an ancestor altar. Exactly what I would have said. Put an ancestor altar up. That is a great way to invite them in. I've got a podcast episode where I talk about ancestor altars, so you can go listen to the back episode of my podcast and find out all about them. The one thing I would say is this: if you're setting up your spirit altar for inviting your ancestors in, put it someplace in your home where you would invite them if they were coming over. Mm-hmm. Don't put your spirit altar in your bedroom, because you are not going to invite grandma into your bedroom necessarily, unless that's your own house. Like, sometimes
not in your bathroom,
not in your bathroom.
kitchen.
That's not a nice thing to do. I think the kitchen, the living room are the places where you invite family. Those are the places you want to have these altars. It doesn't have to be a big altar setup. It could be on a little side table. It can be on a windowsill. It can be on a fireplace mantle. It can look like you just have some cute pictures up and a candle up, like a little display. So even people coming in won't necessarily know that you have a spirit altar going on there, but put it in a place where you would invite these people in life. If it's I just say, if you have the option, because some people rent a room, so they don't have that option.
Mm-hmm.
If you rent a room, where would you invite your friends? Into your room, right? That's your choice. But if you've got more than that, you invite them into the place where you would sit with them, where you would talk with them, the living room, the kitchen, the breakfast nook, wherever. But that's the place where you're going to invite them. I don't mind one in the kitchen because that's where family hangs out.
Well, I mean, your grandma and they like the cook and things like that. Yes, but like she said, one more thing that I would add to that is please, 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 please make sure that you are using natural things. Do not go and get a whole bunch of plastic stuff. That's just my, like, I like natural things like wood, things like that. That whole just going to go get like little things from the dollar store. I mean, I get them things from the dollar store, but I make sure it's glass or a natural, something made naturally, not nothing plastic. And get something that they like. So if your grandma likes a certain kind of coffee or candy or something like that, it's kind of like a, here you are, like, this is for you, just for you type of thing. Like, yeah.
It just exactly like if you were inviting them over to your house, you'd bring out, hey, would you like some candy? Would you like a cookie? Can I give you some coffee? Let's sit down and chat.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be big and splashy. But you wouldn't get your grandma some plastic flowers at the store. You'd get her some real flowers. You know what I mean? I think there's enough plastic in this world, and I'm trying in every way I can to get less plastic because we have less in the landfills of plastic, which lasts for 1 billion years, you know. So let's like have that consciousness out there of like taking care of Mother Earth as we are taking care of our ancestors. This was such a delight. Nicole, you are.
I know.
I love you so much. And I'm so glad that you.
Oh, thank you. I love you too.
And
yes, we have to do a part 2.
We'll do a part 2. We'll do a part 2 sometime soon. And I just love having you here. Thank you so much to all the Spell Squad members that were here too. You guys are awesome and your questions are amazing. The movie is Coco. Let's just say that.
Yes, it's Coco.
Coco is the
someone
Disney
asked
movie.
how they could. I'm sorry. They asked how they could get in touch with me.
Yes.
Follow my Instagram, Good Habits Grow. You can send me an email. I think Madam Pamita had put the email in there, but I do majority of all my things on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. You can send me a DM, and that's at Good Habits Grow. And yeah, You'll see her cute ITV videos and everything. I mean, you will just be delighted by her Instagram, and you can direct message her there and get in touch with her and find out about all she does. You also have a Facebook page. I know you have a Facebook page that people can get to if they're not an Instagram person. Some people like, I'm like, isn't everybody on Instagram? No, apparently not. But everybody's on Facebook, so you can find you. No, they don't.
Yeah.
It's at Good Habits Grow.
Good Habits Grow. I'm going to type it into the chat. There you go. Oops, sorry.
Oh, thank you, Mademoiselle.
Good Habits Grow. There we go. She did it faster than me. You're faster on the draw, Lena. So anyway, this is our, that hour flew by, didn't it? It always does.
It did. That's crazy.
I'm going to put, this is going to go up on it's going to go up on Instagram. It'll be up there for a little while on Instagram. It will be up on YouTube forever. So you can find it over on YouTube if you want to find it. I will put links to everything that we talked about, including Coco, including your Instagram page and everything else, all the ways that they can reach you. Thank you so much again, Nicole, for taking time out of your day.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
To share your wisdom, to be just a delight and such a beautiful light in this world. You are indeed a light in this world. And
thank you.
I want to invite everyone to come back next week. Next week, my guest is going to be Raymond Guzman, who is a medium, and he is going to be, and he's also, I call him my ray of light because he is a ray of light. He's going to be joining us here next week. We'll be at the same bat time, same bat channel. People don't know that. I'm too old. It's old Batman.
I know that.
So you watched a Batman rerun once.
Yes.
All right. So we'll be here at 5, 6, 7, and 8 5 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern Time for you to ask your questions. Come on down. If you are watching this on Facebook, you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this somewhere else, go to spellsquad.com, sign up. You'll get the link to join us, and you can ask questions. You can be part of the fun. You can, join us in our big party. Thanks again, Nicole. You are amazing.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you so much. And everyone, check her out at Good Habits Grow, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.